So why do men like, in my experience, my personal experience, like they say, oh, I don't want like a woman in the streets dressed a certain way and all this stuff. They want someone that's more of a homebody because that's the way they are. And, just, a good woman, like, I don't know how to explain it.
I
Like,
get what you're
they
saying.
don't want a woman in the streets. They don't
Yeah.
want a woman wearing,
They want a more
skimpy,
modest woman. I get what you're saying. I got you.
right,
I'm
skimpy
following.
clothes and things like that. But then down the line, when you catch them cheating, it's with that exact same woman that they said they didn't want.
Okay.
That's always been like baffled my mind.
Yeah, because you conflate who men want to sleep with and who men want to be with, and you look at it from a feminine perspective. So I'm gonna just meet your background. That's your baby. It's okay. I could drop you down. I'm gonna answer your question.
That's fine. That's
Okay,
fine.
for sure, for sure. And it's a good question, by the way. And a lot of women y'all get confused. And this is where we talk about retention versus attention. So, um, a lot of women don't know how to. And this is nothing against you, man, but you don't understand male nature, and this is what I mean by women don't understand male nature. And this is like 95% of women. A lot of women struggle with this concept where you think who men want to sleep with and who men want to be with is the same thing. And the reason why that confuses y'all is because that's how you look at the dating market. And a lot of y'all can't get out of your own box. So what I mean by that is usually, not all the time, but most of the time when you a woman and you sleeping with a man, you start to catch feelings for this man, especially if you sleeping with him consistently. You start to catch feelings for him. You start to like him. You can possibly see yourself with him. You likely want to be with him. That's more often than not, that's the case. Why? Because that's your biological mechanism to be that way. Women usually want to, well, I don't know, modern women, it's a little different now, but biologically, women, you want to settle down first. You know, most women have harvest pregnancy by 35. Women usually look better when they're younger rather than when they're older. If 25-year-old is more than likely going to look better than a 35-year-old. Everything that goes into your dating market value is based in more than likely your youth. So with that being the case, it kind of forces you mentally and physically to want to be attached to a man. Your best option is to get the best man, not a quality or quantity of men. So it starts to confuse y'all. For men, we're opposite. We don't think like that. For a man who we're sexually attracted to, lustfully, that doesn't mean that I want to be your boyfriend just because I sleep with you. We don't catch feelings in the bedroom. We catch feelings based on who you are as a woman, your behavior. Let me ask you ladies a question. Have y'all ever came across a man that wanted to be with you simply because you gave him your vagina? No. If that was the case, then every man that you've been with sexually, he would have probably wanted to be your boyfriend. But that's not usually been the case. For most women, y'all struggle with finding a man who wants to see you past the bedroom. So that's a better way to understand that concept, where it's really just you need to understand that there's a difference between short-term and long-term relationships with men. Who we want to sleep with and who we want to be with is two totally different things. So that's why. Unfortunately, men, sometimes go by their lust. And I'm not saying that this is a good thing. I'm just explaining to you the concept where we see attractive women and we go, damn, I'll hit that. And that's the first thing we think about. And we're trying to get the easiest access to sex possible, which is why you see a lot of these women, a lot of y'all get confused. I see these women online, these OnlyFans girls, these girls with 100,000 followers, and they half naked all over their page. And it confuses a lot of women. It's like, well, how come all these women get the attention and the likes and the hard eyes and the DMs and men sending these women money, but not the modest girl over here in the corner? Why do men do that? And again, it's because most of those men see that woman as an object. It's simply sex and that's it. By definition, that's how a woman becomes a whore, a hoe. If a woman got 30 bodies, you a hoe. Well, the reason why she's a hoe is because the men that's sleeping with her didn't want to be with her. So that's how you become a hoe. Now, somewhere down the line, she may get lucky and one man may want to cuff. Maybe 2 out of 45 different dudes that she slept with, right? But most of the time, who men want to sleep with and who men want to be with is two totally different things. And most of the time, if he did cheat on you, I'm not saying this is a good thing or it's justified, but if a man did cheat on you, he didn't have any emotional attachment to that woman whatsoever. And I'm also explaining this point to y'all. Men can't handle what we dish out. And I'm not gonna say me, but we. But I'm saying we as in a general consensus of men. You ever notice when a man get cheated on, he completely loses his mind? He be like want to take himself out. He be ready to go crazy. He completely goes overboard when he gets cheated on. And a lot of women say, well, you did it to me, or you like, why, you know what I'm saying? It's like kind of confusing thing. By the way, if a man cheat on you, you shouldn't cheat back because you just wanted a reason to cheat. You're probably already cheating. But you notice how most men can't handle the same thing on the flip side. Why? Because it's a biological order for us. For a woman, you can sleep with 100 men, but only one of those men are going to get you pregnant. For a man, I can sleep with 100 women and I can get all of them pregnant. We have a different biological order in the way we view relationships, short term and long term. And for a woman, when you sleep with a man, you're getting dominated, you're submitting, you're getting penetrated. And I just explained a couple seconds ago that when you sleep with a man, that's likely your feelings getting involved. So if I know as a man, I dealt with this woman for 3 months and it took me 3 months to sleep with you, that means that there was some time and there was some energy and effort that was given in, and you probably liked me a little bit. And the fact that I slept with you and this was a consistent thing, there was a deep feeling that you have towards me. So now you have an attachment to me. Again, we just confirmed that women usually want to be with the men that they sleep with. So if you were sleeping with another man and I know this, it's completely gonna crush me because number one, you getting dominated, right? You submitting to him, you giving him your body, which is the highest honor that you can give a man. That's number one. And then number two, there's an emotional connection that's built, and I don't know how deep that is. And it confuses, not that it confuses me, but it completely breaks a man's psyche because we're egomaniacs. We're conquerors by nature. So it's like another man conquered your woman. It crushes us. For y'all, it's different. That's not to say women don't go through pain and heartbreak when they get cheated on, but it is to say that women are more likely to take a man back than the other way around. Why? Because biologically, even though you don't know, maybe just like you may not know how to explain it or you may not know off the rip, but biologically, women in general know if a man is sleeping with a woman, his attachment is probably not there. It's probably just sex. Now, does that make it okay? Absolutely not. He still broke the contract. I'm just explaining to y'all that there's a biological difference between the two. Who men want to sleep with and be with is usually not the same thing. Who women want to sleep with and be with is usually the same thing. And that's where the confusion comes in at. So hopefully that answers your question, sweetheart.